I fall in love too easily. 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 I fall in love too easily.
Check. Yeah. Oh, I think we might be here. Okay. Eat that lipstick, girl. Eat that lipstick. Lipstick and a Pip Schmidt. One, two. One, two, one. Two. Oh, Dapper, good morning. Four, five. I can hear nothing. Checker. Big checker. Checker. Big checker. What? Checker. Checker. Big checker. A big check. Homie the clown. 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 Yeah. Hey, look, it's me. Good morning. Hey, look, if you're wondering if I'm just sitting around saying homie the clown, yeah, just want to make sure it sounded right. I think we're here now. I think it sounds pretty good. Sound right. Homie the clown, homie the clown, homie the clown, homie the clown. I got a new sound, it's called Homie the Clown. I got a new sound, it's called Homie the Clown. I got a new sound, it's called Homie the Clown. Homie the Clown, he been holding me down. I said, got a new sound, it's called Homie the Clown. Got a new sound, it's called Homie the Clown. Got a... I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Twitch is working or not. Twitch J. Nah, Twitch is a little sketchy. Why does it say I'm at so high? I'll just let me know if something happens. Sound goes bad. If something goes bad, Show me in the chat. Let me know. I'm trying to listen to my own music in my own headphones. Anybody like this Punky Rocky track? Aesop Rocky, Punky Rock, Punk Rock Brewster over here. All right, let's get these drums put together.
I fall in love too easily. 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 I fall in love too easily.
I don't have a battery. I don't have a battery. Whoa, what the hell? She stole her song. This is crazy. Well, this sucks. Yeah, I can't listen to this song. It sucks. What? I'm gonna listen to this. I don't know what SAULT is. SAULT put out a project. Oh, maybe not. Hold on. It's like SAULT, like SAULT. Yeah, I'm not. I can tell by these song titles. I'm not gonna listen to that. All right. About dry cleaning. Anybody know who dry cleaning is? I'm gonna go with that. See how it goes. Somebody's already doing that. That's cool, man. Might listen to more dry cleaning later. Shit wasn't terrible. Yeah. I gotta find this battery. Check. Check, 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 check. Check. Check, 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 check. Check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check, check. Okay, that works. That's great. All right, I'm gonna go look for this mic outside. This is the only sound coming through. I'll leave y'all with this. Hey. Check, check.
music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams.
It wasn't there. It wasn't there. It wasn't outside. I don't know where my stupid battery is. I'm gonna cry. All right, where's the mic? Where's the mic? Check, check. Yeah, I don't know why there's still no sound properly coming through. No music, but whatever. We here. Got the time lapse working finally. Let's hope it keeps doing that. Nope, see, it's not. It's not being powered. There's no power coming through it, so I gotta figure that out. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Well, sometimes I'm dumb. What if this is the key right here? So it's got like mega superpower to power it. Hey, let's go. Let's fucking go. Okay, that works. That works. It's working. Move this shit. Shout out to Sam Cedar in Brooklyn. Shout out to the whole Majority Report gang. Thanks for playing that remix today. Hey. Check. Shout out to you if you're in the chat. Shout out to you if you're not in the chat. Check, check. Check, check. Promise I don't do cocaine. I'm just, my nose is fucking running this morning. I don't know what's going on. Okay, Nugget. Good morning, fuck ice. Welcome to Drummers Against Ice. I don't even know how to play the drums, but I'll bang it at an ice officer. Pow, pow. I'm not talking like a Conway, the Machine, or a West Side, or a Benny the Butcher type of drum. Talk about drums. Don't call FBI on me, bro. You trying to call FBI on me, bro? Yeah, come on. This stream is going still. It's going pretty good. I might be able to start letting people know that I do this soon. It's the first one I haven't had fucking a whole heart bunch of issues. Wait, something is missing. This is missing. Okay, this goes here. Yeah, that's the bottom, right? Yeah, it's got to be the bottom. Missing one tension rod for this bass drum. Okay, we got this. Hey. That was a cool way to check it. Okay. Nope. Oh, cool. Well, that's cool then. I didn't know this was this fucking big. This thing is huge. What the fuck? Okay. Hopefully, I have some carpet cleaner in here. Carpet cleaner. Oh shit. go into the bathroom to get my carpet cleaner, clean the carpet. Clean the carpet. Pew, 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 pew,
Holy shit.
no more water. Solution.
Quick.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Carpet's clean. It's just now it's just drying. It's got the dryer effect on now, fairly. Yep. Alright. Here's the thing, man. I'm a Hasanabi head. This fool's about to start, so I'm gonna watch it while we do this. Okay? Okay. Tantric sex. Why did that pop? I hit T and that's what popped up. Silly. Pretty silly. Here we go. Blast off.
Evening, afternoon, prelude, no matter where you are in the world, I'm Hassan Piker, and this Hassan broadcast comes to you live from sunny California, Los Angeles. Folks, we're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. Today's a wonderful day. Today is Wednesday, January 14th, 2026. We're alive, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, MBs, we're alive. I am late, and I apologize for that, but this is part of the broadcast where I tell you about my personal news, and part of that is the reason why I'm late. I actually have no excuse. It's half day Hossie. You already know. I did a 7-hour broadcast yesterday.
What's going on, betas?
This is a long video, but we might be actually watching this. Jimmy the Giant might have cooked on this. Anyway, so... yeah, doing big business deals, interviews with major media. No, none of that. I was actually lifting. I got under the squat rack. For once after 4 weeks of not getting under the squat rack, and that's precisely the reason why I'm late. Last night I read a little bit of a book, watched some Jujutsu Kaisen, went to bed, hung out with my brother, chilling. You're lucky I'm at work because Verizon is out and I'm using work Wi-Fi. Yeah, I've heard Verizon is out. We will find out who the Verizon tuner inners were in this community. Holy dictatorship, I can't even say what's up, so Sparky. Holy dictatorship, I can't even say what's up to Sparky? What do you mean? Oh, it's because you were trying to say, yo, what up, Electro Wizard, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face. Again, if I was a guy like this, I'd probably kill myself.
Let's go together.
Anyway, if I lived life like this, I would have fucking ended it a long time ago. Anyway, where was I? Okay, personal news-wise, not really too much happening. Can you say I'm going to the cottage in Russian accent, please?
Going to the
No.
cottage. I'm going to the cottage.
Yeah, I don't know. I had some big business deals, you know. But that's pretty much it. Mind reading my last message? Did you see the governor of New York broke ranks with Hochul regarding the nurses' strike? No, I have not. Yehuda, I have not seen that. That's from Heated Rivalry? Oh, nice. Anyway, folks. Business deals, fake ass commie. Oh my god, every day people ask me, what book are you reading? Okay? It's the same one. It's like 700 pages long. So, it's a big book. It's gonna be the same book for a while, okay? It's Now the Man Who Made China by Philip Short. BBC reporter, journalist who was stationed in Beijing and Moscow, who got a lot of access to other documentarians who've gotten access to Mao directly, and he has also got a lot of access to Mao personally. But in any case, I'm loving the 2001 fit. Yep, you already got it, baby. This is how it is. We're indie sleazing it. So that's where I'm at. Overall, overall. Your voice is strong. Can you discuss how we as a one can help end the world issues peacefully, brother? No. I refuse. Where's the band-aid to go to on your cheek? Yeah, this thing has been growing. I don't know what's up. It's like getting redder and redder around it too. Şapkayı ters takınca yakışıyor mu? Bak. Okay, we got Turks in here. I have to do it. I have to do it for the one time. We got Turks in here.
Max List.
Wait, is this even the right? I gotta show you guys my new favorite guy. Abi tam keko bu lale. Çok kral adam. Çok sevdim. But this isn't even the one. I've been listening to this one Turkish guy nonstop. I've been listening to this one Turkish guy nonstop. This is an old song, but there's a one that's been like blowing up on TikTok. And it is the worst dude you've ever seen. Okay? Come on. Turks. Kim adamın adı neydi? Hadi. Utanmayın hadi söyleyin. Hadi. Asıl şey Ezel mi? Hayır diğer adam. Bu şey erkek adam dans etmez. Ezel değil. The guy who says erkek adam dans etmez. Gene rezil edeceğim bizi. Okay. Abi amınıza bile koyacağım. Bulacağım zaten. Ya şimdi söyleyeceksiniz, göstereceğim ya söylemeyeceksiniz. O zaman bütün stream boyunca herkes geldiği zaman göstereceğim aynı adamı. Güven Demi. Abi Griko. Ha, yalan söylemeyin. Yalan söylemeyin amına koyayım. Yalan söylemeyin. Ne lan adamın adı? Erkek adam dans etmez. Erkek adam dediğin dans etmez. Okay, this is the guy.
Hiçbir
Güven
kadın
Demir.
dans eden erkeği sevmez. Erkek adam dans etmez. Olduğu yerde baba hareketler belli. Pardon kimsin tanıyamadım. Şuradakiler bile seni tanıyamadı. Bıktım modeller aynı severim. Esmeri sarılar baydı. Wow sevmiyorum küstah kadın. 4 kız darlıyor 3 dakikadır. Bırakmıyor peşimi fanlarım. Yıldız gibi kaydım parladım. Akım oldu büyük olay oldu. Çalar sirenler. Yatak odamda takılıyor 5 kız düşmanlarım mod. Dimdik kaslar sarılacaksın. Çok bakma güzelim bayılacaksın. Tek dans milyon kazanacaksın. Her hafta bir akımla anılacaksın.
Bro, this guy, this is my goat. This is a legend. Okay, Güven Demir. This guy blew the fuck up on TikTok because of his one song that obviously gained a lot of traction. And then people found out what he looks like, and he looks like AI, okay? I didn't even know Turks could look this Iranian, okay? First of all, straight up, this merges all of the different things that we're talking about. This is the most Iranian Turk I've ever seen in my entire life. Because, like, he reminds me of the Iranian bodybuilders I used to follow, like, way back in the day. You know what I mean? It's just, this is the most Iranian looking Turk I've ever seen in my entire life, bro. He is so fucking sick. Also, this is a drag king, right? Like, this is literally a drag king. Straight up. I think 2026 is the year of male to male transition, okay? I'm putting my flag down on this. I'm telling you right now, 2026 is the year of male to male transition. Okay? We are going to have MTM trans men. Okay? Straight up. Like, you got clavicular on the one side, and you got whatever's going on here. Like, this is basically either a drag king, or if you want to say it's MTM trans, like, you can say that too, probably. Like, he's so beautiful.
Pardon aşkım unutacağım. Yatacaksın kalkacaksın laf atacaksın. Ya da güven demir gibi başaracaksın. Maskülen erkek feminen kadın. Böyle bir piyasaya hiç salladım.
He says masculine man, feminine woman. And it's like, bro, you have gone far off the deep end of masculinity if it's a spectrum. So much so that it like snapped back around or something. You know? They're saying you fucked a 15-year-old in Germany. You're cooked, my goat. Yeah, brother, people lie about shit all the time on the internet. You know that? Like, this is one of those things. Literally every single person that says insane shit like this is genuinely, openly advocated to lower the age of consent too. Always somebody ruining the vibes. Yeah, someone's got to come in and just be fucking weird. Looks like Miski Von Roy's. Miski looks like Miski Von Roy.
Bir piyasaya hiç salladım. Akım yarattım hiç takmadım.
Is this the time of the stream when we bring up old rumors about you fucking chatters? No, I think that there's a lot of people that can't stand that the cultural attitudes are changing, so they have to immediately go back. Crazy how Asmin gets called out for grooming and now it's your problem. I don't think that lady that they're saying was like 17 is actually 17, by the way. But I like that, you know, people randomly fucking call him a pedophile, so he has to turn around and be like, well, Hassan, I've heard. Like, bitch, the fuck do you mean? The fuck do I have to do with this? You deal with your own shit. It's the same. It's like the Ethan Klein technique, you know what I mean? Are you wearing the hat because everyone hates the haircut? I like the haircut. I was wearing the hat because my hair was wet. And also, I like the hat. Or she was. His whole chat, no, it's a lie. What do you mean? Jonathan Ross was internal bleeding. DHS. Jonathan Ross was internal bleeding. DHS. Yeah, I heard CBS. Shouts out to Barry Weiss. Shouts out to Barry Weiss for importing Israel news to the United States of America. Much respect. Thank you, Barry Weiss. Thank you for the most trusted, most pro-Trump name in news. We're going to get to that in a second. Marks Carney is in China and might be getting some EVs as a fuck you to Trump. I know. He's living my dream right now.
Açıldı kurtların iştahları. Maskülen erkek oynamaz oğlum. Güzelim anladım. Kafa açtın hiç sarmadın. Yıllardır senden sakladım. Pardon kimsin tanıyamadım. Şuradakiler bile seni tanıyamadı. Bıktım modeller aynı severim. Esmeri sarılar baydı. Pardon kimsin tanıyamadım. Şuradakiler bile seni tanıyamadı. Bıktım modeller aynı severim. Esmeri sarılar baydı.
Yeah, so this guy is popping. If you want to have Mark Ruffalo on stream, DM him on Instagram. Mark is much more active on Instagram. Or you can ask Mehdi Hassan. Mark is good friends with Mehdi and they talk and message. They discuss this on the Zateo interview. Oh, shit, you're right. I could be asking Mehdi. What in the Kojima villain am I watching? This is the newest soft power initiative from Turkey, okay? This is the newest soft power initiative from Turkey. I didn't even know we had this kind of thing. Like, I didn't know we had this level of steroid abuse in the country. Honestly, you know, it makes me proud when I see stuff like this because, like, we have caught up. Turks, we have caught up to the rest of the world. It makes me happy to see that, like, you know, despite the hyperinflation, despite the fucking state of the economy back in the homeland, seeing guys that are you know, doing this kind of stuff that I previously only thought happened in America, it truly means that there is equilibrium. It's actually upsetting to me. People are making shit up about you being with someone underage. Like, they couldn't cancel you with Kai. Now they're trying this. Is disgusting. They've been trying that for years. Nobody fucking believes it. It's not an accident that the only people that fucking go along with it are some of the most psychotic swerfs sex work exclusionary radical feminists, and also every right-wing pedophile on the planet. Don't cover your hair with a hat when it's wet. You're setting up a perfect environment for bacterial and fungal growth. You're okay. You have to realize, like, look, I'm going to be in here covering the news. Sometimes I'm going to be covering some content creators that are also, you know, covering the news, but from a right-wing perspective. And what my ops will do in the process is just make shit up. That's it. There's not really much you can do about it. This is just how the information environment is. If you're on the left, if you're progressive, if you're liberal even, they're just gonna make shit up. They're gonna make shit up about you over and over again to try to mask their own inefficiencies in their own life, to try to mask their own issues that they have in their own life. Not really much you could do about it. It's just fucking bullshit. What was the book called again, LeBron? Mao by Philip Short. You still have time to change your prediction? Oh my God. Germany is deploying troops to Greenland. It's the death note. All right. I'll blast off real quick. Dude, I'm bad. This year, all my predictions, especially on American insanity, American foreign policy is falling off the fucking wheels, dude. We are in a new environment, okay? I am ready to admit that American foreign policy has become more Putin style than ever before. Like, the way of empire was not this belligerent. The way of empire has always been violent, right? It's always been violent. But the way of empire has never been as belligerent, and also in the same way as open. Like, the viciousness has been so open. We are genuinely reaching Hitler-Putler levels of insanity. I mean, we've been doing a much more sophisticated version of global domination for, you know, the last 100 years, obviously post World War II. But now this is this next phase in American dominance, where we're just wrong. We have always been like this. No. That's not true. That's literally not true. It is objectively untrue. We have never been this belligerent and this open about our naked ambitions. Okay? Like, that's why I'm saying the impact of it might have been the same, right? That's why I said we spent the last like almost 100 years dominating the entire globe. Okay? But this level of brazen imperialism, like no holds barred, base boosted, totally open about it, like just straight up saying like, no, we're doing it for oil, or no, we're doing it for natural resources, or like, it's just, I've never seen anything like it. Okay. I've never seen anything like it. It's incredible. Will Trump strike Iran? Elon is a white supremacist. New York Attorney General collapsed Beitar. ICE crackdown. Prosecutors resign over ICE shoot. Okay, twitch.tv/Hasanabi. Let's blast off another prediction down the fucking drain. Okay, on the domestic front, your boys got it. On the foreign policy front, your boy had it a lot better last year. My predictions were 19 out of 20 last year. This year, it's fucking cooked. Because the reasons as to why it's incredibly stupid to try and take over Greenland, like, it doesn't make sense, okay? It does not make sense from a traditional imperialist sense, okay? The reason why I make these sorts of predictions is because I'm thinking about it like a dying empire that still has a good grasp on rational, clear-cut imperial mindset. This is a different meta. This is a different attitude. Like, one of the things that I have consistently stated for you guys over and over again is the fact that Donald Trump is never going to rip apart NATO, right? Because it does not make sense. It makes no damn sense for America to just like personally destroy its largest vehicle of imperialism. NATO has been sold as a security contract for a lot of these countries, when in fact it was always a protection racket, right? It was always a protection racket. You said the same thing about Putin, to be fair. Exactly. Because the invasion of Ukraine was an irrational act. The invasion of Ukraine was an irrational act. And the potential invasion or annexation of Greenland is also an irrational act. Because I root my analysis in common sense. I assume that great powers, state leaders, no matter how crazy they might personally be, are still going to have some level of logic, some level of rationale in the way that they behave, because we're talking about state actors. It's not usually a unilateral decision-making process. It's oftentimes, I mean, there's no single man that goes, I'm doing it, right? And maybe with Vladimir Putin, there is a single man, but at least in America, there are a multitude of different financial factors at play that are supposed to be restraining the government. Capitalism, capital owners in general. But to be fair, I feel like we live in a different environment now, especially considering that even the forces of capital are clearly not upset enough at Donald Trump trying to take away the independence of the Fed and utilizing the Department of Justice to criminally prosecute Jerome Powell in order to threaten him because he's not moving fast enough on lowering interest rates in the way that Donald Trump wants. And the reason why I say that we're living in a very different time is because it has gotten to a place where like capital is unpredictable as well, because in my expectation would be that the markets would open red and they would stay red, right? When you see someone like Jerome Powell being threatened in this way, he comes out and makes this like hostage style video saying Donald Trump is trying to kill me. You know, like the expectation is that the market reacts to that volatility by losing confidence in the state. Clearly, that's not happening, right? It's not happening. So,
Take a look.
for me, looking at all this stuff, it leads me to believe that there is a lot more room for irrational behavior. There's a lot more room by leadership to engage in volatility and irrational behavior, and therefore it just makes it infinitely harder to predict where we go. Right? That's the problem with these sorts of predictions. I took the long way home to explain to you why another one of my predictions might be fucking wrong. When I said we don't annex Greenland, because Greenland makes no sense. Annexation of Greenland makes no sense. Greenland barely has a fucking 3-month window for commerce. And even then, there are obviously still many issues with the weather. Okay. Extracting natural resources from Greenland already is very difficult. It's a very difficult endeavor. Okay. Like there are much cheaper methods of extraction. There are much cheaper methods of extraction elsewhere. Straight up. Like I'm looking at this from a logical, through a logical lens. And I think it's partially because, yes, the melting ice, global warming is real. and it will become a much more viable territory to overtake. And also, its proximity to Russia is important, and you can control the Arctic routes when, like, the ice melts, and there's new trade routes that open up around the Arctic Circle. I guess, like, that's part of the reason. It's a future ambition that we're locking down right now. But even then, it's like, yeah, the level of investment required to harvest Greenland's natural resources makes it not really worth it in the first place. And this is the same exact argument you can make for Venezuela. Venezuela is not the regular style of imperialism that you see, because oil extraction in Venezuela is not as profitable because of the heavy crude and because of the upfront investment that is a necessity to build up the refineries in Venezuela, especially considering the potential for political instability. It makes it so that, like, a lot of these companies, Western companies, don't want to actually invest in Venezuela, right? Like, there's all these arguments, but at least with Venezuela, I can understand that you still want to dominate the entirety of this currently very important energy resource that in an effort to leverage the next energy resource that China already controls, right? Because China is going to run the world when the world shifts over to renewables. America might destroy the world before we get there, by way of anthropogenic climate change or directly with nuclear holocaust. But, like, it's obvious that China looked to the future and said, the future is renewables. We're going to dominate the space. We're going to have all the battery tech. We're going to control all the rare earth minerals on the procurement side and the refinement side. And nobody can come close. Nobody has the industrial base to come close to that. And America was like, bet. Well, we're still running on oil, so I'm going to take all the oil. And if you ever threaten me with a rare earth mineral export control ever again, I will shut off the oil faucet to you, right? But this doesn't, like, my point is, even from an empire sense, Venezuela makes more sense than a permanent annexation of Greenland, especially when you already had military bases in Greenland. You could still have military bases in Greenland. It's a fucking NATO country. It's a territory under a NATO nation. Without doing all this shit, without, like, genuinely flexing on your vassals, like, it feels very strange. It feels incredibly strange to flex on your vassals like this, especially when they've been loyal servants of empire. The European Union and NATO both have served America willfully and diligently for the last almost 100 years at this point. And America is still like, it's not enough. I need you to suck it. And they're like, no, we'll get on our knees and we'll suck it, sir, please. And he goes, no, you need to suck it harder. And you need to tickle my asshole. And also, I'm taking your family members too. It's just, it does not make sense. It does not make sense at all. Danish Prime Minister, if Donald Trump attacks Greenland, it will be the end of NATO. I mean, yeah, it would be. It should be. We shall see where it goes. It does not make any sense. This is their only opportunity for projecting any kind of force. Well, this and also I guess, like, the tools of espionage that the Danish authorities have always had, working alongside the Americans closely with their operations. So I don't know what that means. We're also gearing up for potentially war. Evacuation has begun. U.S. Air Force planes evacuating the Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar. Okay, this is weird because I've talked about this already, but I'm supposed to be going to Qatar soon. And I feel like I'm not going to be able to go to Qatar if this keeps going. Trump is not budging. Anything less than U.S. owns Greenland is unacceptable. I saw that. I saw what's going on. Danish spies are so effective that you didn't even think such a thing could exist until you saw this message. Yes, Danish espionage is interesting. Anyway, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Hasanabe curse continues. Yeah. Yeah. Denmark is deploying an advanced command to Greenland consisting of a military material support and forward personnel ahead of a large force from the army that is expected to arrive soon on the territory. In addition to aircraft from the Royal Danish Air Force, according to Greenland-based newspaper Sørmit Siag. I mean, I want to say critical support to Denmark. Okay, critical support to Denmark in their anti-imperialist endeavor here, even though technically, I guess Greenland is also like a colonial holdover. It's not, but still, critical support. This is what I mean by critical support, okay? Critical support to the anti-imperialist forces of Denmark. I don't even know what to say here. What are we doing? This is like, Donald Trump was like, listen, I realized I can't fuck with countries that have nukes. And who are the only countries that don't have nukes? Countries that are under our nuclear security umbrella. So I guess I can just fuck them up. Someone's got to get fucked up. We got all these tools. We got all these weapons. We got to fuck them. Okay? We got to fuck someone. I can't fuck Russia. They got nukes. Can't do shit to North Korea. They got nukes. I have to fuck somebody up. Who is sitting there waiting to be fucked? Countries that previously thought they were under a security cooperation and under the nuclear security umbrella of NATO. That's right. That's what we got to do. Denmark, you mean South Norway? What happened to Colombia and Cuba? I mean, hopefully he'll have his hands too busy with well, Colombia might be fine because I think Petro called him and they had a good conversation. And I feel like things like that go a long way with Donald Trump, especially because Gustavo Petro is like such an interesting guy and Trump loves interesting guys like that. And I suspect Gustavo Petro just did one phone call and was like, listen, big dog, you know, you got swag. I got swag. It's all good. And then Trump was like, all right, he likes me. He's my weird little guy. He likes me. I like him too. I've heard, I don't know the veracity of this reporting, but I've heard a similar thing happen with Lula as well, where Lula called him up and was like, Bolsonaro's always in the hospital. He's a weak man and a pussy. Stop defending him. It makes you look bad. You should look strong. And then Trump was like, all right, it's fine. Brazil is okay. He's just like, it's strange. But things like that seemingly work with Donald Trump, which is why I've always been weirded out by how he didn't like Maduro. You know, he loves authoritarian strongmen. Maduro dances. He's quirked up. He does like funny shit. You know, Maduro is exactly the type of guy that Trump would be friendly with. And I've said this before. I said this before the arrest as well. I was like, why is Trump not tight with Maduro? It seems like Maduro is exactly the type of dude that Trump will be tight with. But he hated Maduro even in the first term. He fucked Venezuela so hard. If Chavez never died and was still alive, by the way, and I mean this sincerely, if Chavez was still controlling Venezuela, Donald Trump would never touch Venezuela. Donald Trump would love Chavez. I believe that 100%. Because like Maduro's a funny guy. He's a quirky guy. But like Chavez especially was very charismatic. And I feel like that type of charisma Donald Trump really appreciates. It goes a much longer way than you would think. It would never work with other administrations, as it clearly didn't. Okay. Because Maduro's a left-wing dictator, according to all of them. That's all Trump needs to hear. What are you talking about? He loves Xi Jinping, and he actually has a fairly interesting relationship. I would say a better relationship with Kim Jong-un than other prior American presidents. So no. Did they bomb the body? No, they didn't. That was fake news. That was fake news. Like, Chavez in some ways was doing Trump before Trump. Look,
Te metiste conmigo,
you messed up with me,
pajarito.
Birdie.
Te metiste
You
conmigo,
messed up with me,
pajarito.
Birdie. No.
No.
This is Hugo Chavez calling George W. Bush a donkey.
Tú no sabes mucho de historia. Tú no sabes mucho. Eres un
Where is it?
ignorante, Mr. Danger.
Yeah, he says, a great ignorance is what you've got. You're an ignorant Mr. Danger.
Ignorancia es la que tú tienes. Eres un ignorante, Mr. Danger. Eres un ignorante. Eres un burro, Mr. Danger.
He says, you're a donkey, Mr. Danger. And he's talking about George W. Bush. This is what Trump would say to George W. Bush. You know what I mean? Like, this is a very Trumpian way to operate. Yeah, he was a lion. Chavez was a lion. I will say that. I will stand on that. Anyway, he was a lion. He was a man. Okay, he was a man. Mr. Danger. Burro means fool. It means donkey, right? I mean, you could say in Spanish, you call someone a donkey when you say they're stupid. Like when you mean they're stupid, but that's what it is. He's still calling him a donkey. Anyway, we went all over the place, but obviously we're going to be talking about fucking Greenland right now. Germany is deploying troops to Greenland. Denmark is deploying troops to Greenland. Donald Trump is supposed to be holding an Oval Office event to do another signing ceremony, and all eyes are on him, obviously. But the reason why we're starting off with, America Empire today, as Donald Trump has set his sights on, Greenland is because I don't even fucking know anymore. I don't know anymore. But apparently Donald Trump said anything less than U.S. control is unacceptable on Greenland. So let's start there.
Trump just said the United States needs Greenland and that anything less than total control is unacceptable. The question is, what is he willing to do about it? Given that the Prime Minister of Greenland says he does not want to be part of the United States, the people of Greenland do not want to be part of the United States, according to opinion polls. So the president just wrote that Greenland is, quote,
Leftist Twitter cooked you for it, but I'm assuming your tweet yesterday said the left position on Iran is to end sanctions and demands for a democracy was talking about the mainstream left, Bernie, AOC, and not the actual left. Could you clarify? Yes. No shit. Do they also think I'm like pro Barack Obama? I was saying that it is crazy to me that the left position on Iran, or not even the left position, but like the Democratic Party's like normal position led by Barack Obama was the utilization of sanctions in exchange, like sanctions relief in exchange for like getting Iran to ease up on certain things. And the JCPOA was a objectively successful method to normalize relations with Iran. And it is, in my opinion, such a dramatic tide shift that even Bernie fucking Sanders is not running first and foremost with sanctions relief. And it's really funny that like left Twitter is yelling at me for that position, but then also all the fucking NATO NatSec liberals are also yelling at me, including like the American Enterprise twink, the American Enterprise Institute twink from Syria that is that has never seen an American imperial domination force that he hasn't actually jerked off to, whatever the fuck his name is, and also a boner box as well. They've been like freaking the fuck out. They've been freaking the fuck out because they're like, sanctions relief? What do you mean you want to fucking, what do you mean you don't want Iranian children to starve? Like, fuck you. We have to liberate Iran by starving them over and over again. So there is, I've once again found the the perfect middle ground where everyone on the left is yelling at me because they misunderstand my position, and everyone on the right is yelling at me always because they're on the right. But yeah, it's very cool. I find myself once again making a very reasonable stance here. Currently in Qatar crashing out. Can your country please not strike Iran? We're exhausted. Yeah. I can't stop that. American foreign policy is completely outside of my control. I apologize. But good luck. Also, I'm supposed to be in Qatar soon in a couple weeks. If it's still even sustainable to go there. Kind of feels like when you see, American, the American evacuation taking place with the U.S. Air Force. I'm going to be flying Leroy Jenkins style directly in the direction of the fucking, action, I guess. You don't even know what countries will be on the map in a couple weeks. I'd stay home, my dude. Yeah. Your Twitter language fucks you so much, man. You got to be more succinct and clear. No. This is untrue. First of all, there's already a limitation with how many letters you can use on Twitter. I refuse to ever do a long tweet. That's number one. Number two, that's not the reason why people misunderstand you professionally on Twitter. The reason why people misunderstand you professionally on Twitter is because that's what works. Okay? What works on Twitter is people professionally misunderstanding you, and they make money off of it, as a matter of fact. And this is precisely the reason why people will continue doing that. That's it. That's the real reason. Because I could say, I mean, this happens all the time. The waffles pancakes equation is very common. The waffles pancakes thing is I mean, it's ironic because it first went viral on Twitter. The whole, like, I said I like waffles, you said fuck pancakes. No, I didn't. That's a whole different sentence. Is something that people used to do on Twitter all the time, and it's only gotten worse because now it's monetized. They're cooking your ass in anarcho-tribalist blue sky? Okay. Like, this is what people are talking about, by the way. I said any kind of left position on Iran should start with a demand that the American government end sanctions in exchange for demands of a democracy or anything else for that matter. I cannot believe that we're past this point now. Obama got the JCPOA done with sanctions relief. Of course, anything but a full-throated support for the Ayatollah and the Islamic Republic is always going to be met with a lot of anger, especially considering that the fall of the Ayatollah, the fall of the Ayatollah, or specifically the fall of the Islamic Republic, would be fantastic for Israel, right? And that's precisely what they're trying to foment here. They want to turn it into a fucking Syria-style situation, right? You said start, that makes it completely valid. It is the start, not the limit. Exactly. And if you noticed, I got yelled at by people who were saying, like, well, you're clearly a Mossad agent, or you're clearly laundering the liberal Zionist position or something like that. And the reason why people say that is because, like I said, anything but like a full-throated, unconditional support for the regime in this situation is seen as, as supporting Israel, which I kind of understand. Like, I'm sympathetic to that assessment because it's true. It would be beneficial for Israel, right? But my assessment on this is a little bit more nuanced, where I'm talking about like stability. I'm talking specifically about stability in Iran and maintaining sovereignty in Iran. And as I explained, there's like there's 3 pressure points here. 2 of them are obviously external and virtually impossible for the Iranian government to change, but the one is domestic, okay? People want you to either be an interventionist who love American adventurism or be someone who defends every single action, every regime that nominally opposes the U.S. Okay, first of all, Iran doesn't nominally oppose the U.S. Iran opposes the U.S. with its entire pussy, okay? Iran is literally the most oppositional force to the United States in the region. Let's be real. This is precisely the reason why they want to dominate it, okay? The point I'm making here is that instability of any sort and without like reforms coming in, which will inevitably lead to mass instability that causes the state to collapse eventually, right? It's either going to happen in the hands of the current regime, or it's going to happen eventually in the hands of Israel and America. I would rather have it moderate in the hands of the current regime with significant reforms. Anything that moves in that direction will have a much better outcome for a transitional state, maybe down the line, depending on what the Iranian people want. You know what I mean? It's like, it's about maintaining sovereignty for the Iranian population. Starving the Iranian people, on the other hand, is just fucking cruel. Iran is already liberalizing slowly. I know but that's neither here nor there. There's too much. There's too much anger and resentment. Alhamdulillah, USA is going to strike and murder that pig Khamenei. And I know even though you act like you condemn the regime, you and your tanky viewers are going to be fuming. Tanky. Brother, you can't say Alhamdulillah and then say tanky, okay? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Either, like, what is happening here? Why are fucking Arab posters in my chat literally fucking using, like, American Western chauvinist terminology to describe a perspective? Say it with your fucking chest, pussy, okay? I'm Iranian.